Happy Black History, Black Women's Month, y'all. Caucasians to the back. Immediately.
All these diamonds on my body and they crystal clear. I make magic with these hundreds, watch them disappear. Big ol' raindrops up in my ear. If you gon' name drop, let's get it clear. Jessie Woo, VVS. I just turn the water on. Big ol' flex, shit you never saw before. These niggas chasing me like waterfalls.
What's up, y'all? It's your sister. Welcome back to my Chanel. Happy Black History, Black Women's Month. Okay? Yes, God. To be young, gifted, and black. To be young, gifted, and black. And that's a fact. That's where it's at. You know, it just feels good to be black, child. It feels so damn good to be black. I would not trade being black for nobody, okay? Whether it's African American black, whether it's black with a green card, whether it's a black who swam here, okay? Like, whatever. I just would not trade being black for anything in this world. I love being black. And, you know, I want to just give a big shout out to the African Americans. It is y'all's month. It is y'all's time. But we all get to celebrate our blackness as well. I mean, there's so much black history in this country. Of course, African Americans, this is the country that you all built. This is your land. This land was built off of your backs and your blood and your sweat and your tears. And then, you know, definitely shout out to, you know, those of us who are irregular blacks, those of us who came here with a green card, those of us who are immigrants, and shout out to the black immigrants who, you know, came into this country and did great things for black culture. You know, shout out to Jean-Baptiste Point du Sable. You know, he was the first Haitian settler in this country, and he founded Chicago. Shout out to Marcus Garvey, you know, who came here from Jamaica, and, you know, all the things that he did for Pan-Africanism. And I mean, the MLKs, the Coretta Scott Kings, the, you know, the Malcolm X's, the Nat Turners, the Frederick Douglasses. Like, I mean, this is our time. This is our month. And I really want white people to behave accordingly. I don't want to see y'all in no dashikis.
Happy Black History Month, y'all. Do y'all remember this bullshit when Nancy Pelosi pulled up to Congress with Coretta Scott King energy? Now, I know a white woman getting Kelly Willy when I see one, okay? Anyway, y'all, it is officially Caucasians to the back month. Here is a list of things we don't want to see from y'all this month. We do not want to see you Rachel Dolezal assholes in box braids and lace front wigs this month. I'm going to need the Snow Kings to please leave this particular dance alone. We don't want no food seasoning advice from y'all. We don't want to hear about how y'all don't wash y'all legs and how y'all just learned how to wash y'all hands. We don't want to hear about how y'all don't eat rice after the second day. Shut up! We want you to shut up this month. Do y'all understand? We want a peaceful black ass month. Okay? Thank you so much. Go on, get mama. Shut up your mouth. Thank you.
Shut up your mouth. Feme jolu. Feme beku. You know what I'm saying? Wrap it up. Shut it down and move to the back immediately. And give us black peace this month. Oh, yes, God. Looking for black peace this month. Praise the Lord. But yeah, y'all, how do y'all feel? I feel like Black History Month don't be feeling the same way as when I was a child. You know, I feel like it's as celebratory. I haven't received many Black History or Black History Month invites to anything. I got one YouTube invite for this weekend in LA, but I might not make it. But that's about it. I haven't received anything that focuses on Black History Month. Where the brand deals at? Where the brand collaborations at? Where are the celebratory events? Like, what is going on during Black History, Black Women's Month? It's feeling a little, we lacking, ain't we? Okay, a couple of announcements for my sisters. Okay, if you're new here, please like, share, subscribe. Welcome. Thank you so much. Welcome to the sisterhood. I'm your sister, Jessie Woo. And if you're new here, you already know what to do, child. Engage, leave a comment, you know what to do. But a few announcements. So I was planning to do Galentine next weekend. That's actually not gonna happen. But we will be having a Black women's event in March. I feel like I needed more time. My surgery kind of set me back, and it just, y'all know, it's been a long month for me. But it'll give me more time to really plan something dope for Black Women's Month. I mean, the month of March is Women's Month. Shout out to all the women's, but you know what I'm saying? Over here, we focus on the Black women's. And Black women's from all culture. You know what I'm saying? Black women's African-American women's, Black women's African women's, Black women's Caribbean women's, Black women's Latino women's. You know what I'm saying? All of us. It is our month next month, and I want to do something really, really dope here in Atlanta. And so I hope to give you guys a date at least a month in advance, and it'll give you guys a chance to plan accordingly. Those of you guys who are not in Atlanta and would like to attend, I want to give you guys enough time to plan accordingly. What else did I want to say? I think that's about it. Oh, I have a song coming out. On the 9th. It is with Scales. He's a big artist out of Nigeria. We have a song called Do For Do coming out.
All night, you've been watching and waiting, biding our time. Yeah, you intoxicate my spirit with your melanin.
Next week on the 9th. And yeah, so I'm really excited about that. And then prayerfully in March, I'll have another song coming out called Money with Young Willis. He's in Nigeria as well. And if you haven't heard of RELEM is still up. Please make sure to download it, listen to it, watch the video. I definitely want to start creating more content for my music. I have not done that, and I want to take it more seriously this year and just really give myself a chance to, do what I really like to do. But yeah, y'all, I hope that you guys are feeling good. I hope that February is starting off really well for you guys. I hope that the year just started off a little chaotic. Another thing I wanted to do too was a vision board party, but do it like on YouTube Live with you guys. But y'all, I have just scrambled brains. Like I'm in a bit of a funk, I think. And if you've watched my vlog, if you haven't watched it, please watch it. I will be posting my vlog weekly. That's the goal. I call this Sexless in Atlanta, but I think I'm gonna change the name to Jessie in Atlanta, because I do want to make it brand friendly. I think like when brands see sex, like they're like, oh shit, okay, never mind. She over there selling pussy. But no, I'm not selling pussy. I mean, shit. The way my pussy lacks traffic, I might as well start selling some damn pussy. Shit. Get some action up in this bitch. But yeah, no, so I think I'm gonna make it more friendly and just make it Jessie in Atlanta. Let me know what you guys think about that. But yeah, y'all, I'm just still trying to figure out what I want to do. But I feel like even though I'm in a rut, I'm in like a little bit of a funk, God is still working, because I've had a lot of different things happen. I've gotten some calls, I've had some meetings. My agency that I'm with, my brand agency, they're doing really, really well by me. And some stuff is on the horizon. You might see me on your TV screen again pretty soon on a network that I really, really love. So, we'll see. I still feel like God is working, even when you don't feel like it, even when you feel like, oh man, like, what's going on, God? Like, I don't know what's going on. Am I in the right place? Am I doing the right things? I feel like if you're just faithful with what God gives you, and you just trust God with everything else, and you serve God as much as you should, or as much as you can, I think He handles the rest. So if you're trying to figure things out just like I am. I just want to encourage you, like, God is working. Even if you don't feel like it, God is really, really working. And always do your best to look back at your life and say, you know what? God did this for me. He's done that for me. So it ain't no telling what God gonna do in the future. Amen. Amen. Not me getting my Sarah J song. You know what I'm saying? Because I love God. You don't love God? What's wrong with you? During Black History, Black Women's Month, okay? All right, let's get into the tea. Let's get into just a couple things, okay? First off, Lord, Nicki. The saga continues between Nicki Minaj and Meg Thee Stallion. So yesterday, Nicki Minaj was on Twitter Spaces and she had more to share regarding Meg Thee Stallion and her case against Tory. Keep in mind, it wasn't Megan's case, it was the state against Tory. Meg was a victim here. Here is what Nicki Minaj had to say.
Now you go on Gayle King. She wanted to be honest, this is so obvious. She wanted a Rihanna moment so bad.
What do you mean?
Let me finish. Wait, is this what's your name, babe? Is this the person I like, or is this the person I don't like?
I don't know.
Are you the girl that just spoke?
No, I'm just a girl.
I don't know. I'm not.
No, that's the girl. I'm the guy girl.
Which one is the one I don't like today, right now? That was getting on my nerves right before I got it on.
That's Jameson. I get on everybody's nerves, Nicki. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay. So sweetheart, the person that just spoke, what's your name, Mama? Because I don't want to keep calling you Mama.
I'm Dory.
Okay, Dory. Okay. So Dory, ask what you said again, Mama, because I didn't.
Because you said she wanted a Rihanna moment, so I wanted to know which Rihanna moment.
Well, you know what, you go and Google. You go and Google, Dory.
So this is the first clip that I did catch. You know, I really like that the co-host asked, what did you mean by that? And, you know, of course she got a little startled because Nicki was like, who's asking me that, you know? But I like that the co-host asked that because there's no way that it's the moment that we're all thinking she's referring to. And then this was the next clip that I found.
Rihanna is just known for, being herself. You get what you see what you get what you see type of, vibe, right? I'm not talking about anything personally. I'm not talking about anything anyone spoke to me about. I'm saying that's what we know as. So Rihanna never would milk something like that. Like, you could tell she couldn't wait to get that part of her life. Like, you could tell she couldn't wait to just try to move on with her life. You understand? And then people even bashed her for not dragging it out, not milking it. And she just, she was just like, yo, I was mad young. We were young. Like, I just want to move on with my life now, yo. You know why? Because Rihanna knows that she was a superstar with or without controversy. She's beautiful with or without controversy. She's loved with or without controversy. I'm sorry, sympathy.
Let's just put this out there. Meg never used any of this Tory Lane stuff for sympathy. Ever. She never used it to sell records. She never used it to go on tour. She never used it for brand deals. She actually never wanted to talk about this, just like Rihanna didn't want to talk about what happened to her. And I'm going to get to Rihanna in a moment. But Meg Thee Stallion, so much so, didn't want to talk about it. She lied to police officials about being shot. We really have to keep the plot. We have to keep our minds on the plot. And she didn't want to come online and talk about it. It wasn't until you had Tory Lanez and his team putting false stories out there. Tory Lanez had a whole music video where he basically made fun of the incident and was chopping up a horse's feet. I believe it was a horse's feet or a horse's legs. Like, he was using it and basically even made music alluding to her being a liar when it came to it. She didn't do any of that. She didn't do any of that. It took a while, but she finally did go on Gayle King and talk about it. She didn't want to talk about the fact that she had sex with this man. Who would want to? Let's be for real. Who would want to? Especially given the situation she was in. Nicki, you're losing focus. Well, you've lost focus. You just dropped an album. And some of y'all will disagree with me. Some of you guys will agree. Pink Friday 2 to me was amazing. It's great. It's a great body of work. The versatility is there. The artistry is there. You sound great, right? Where's the videos? Where are the videos? Where's the content? Where's the everybody? Where's Lil Uzi? Where is Lil Uzi? Where is Cyndi Lauper? You have Cyndi Lauper. You have a Cyndi Lauper sample on your album. Where's Pink Friday Girls, the video with Cyndi Lauper? You need to get back focused. You need to get back focused. His was not good. It wasn't good. Lie on your dead mama. Lie on your dead mama. You better apologize. You have 24 hours to apologize. It was not a hit. It wasn't a gag. It wasn't good. It wasn't good. Okay? Like I said before, and I'll say it again, I would have rathered you be quiet, keep carrying on like you didn't even hear the song. Your fan base would have done the same. Instead, you've been going for an entire week now. You've been promoting His for an entire week now for Megan. So much so that her song is now #1. It's #1 on iTunes, and it's projected to be her first #1 hit single on Billboard as a solo artist. So much so that she went on Good Morning America and she dropped that she's going on tour.
Having the tour this year, the Hot Girl Summer Tour is going to be 2024 summertime. I feel like I've never been able to be outside doing my own thing during the summer, like since like 2019. So this is going to be the first time that I drop an album on time for the summer. I do want to give the hotties the Megan Thee Stallion experience.
This was all a scheme that Todd set up to come to you with the bullshit. And you ate it. You're still eating it up. Why are you talking about a case that is closed? Case closed. Like Megan said, y'all need to download JPEG since y'all want to suck Tory's dick so bad. Download JPEG and go pay him a conjugal visit. You're doing everything. Like, you're literally, like, bro, I've never seen somebody lose like this. You are losing. Get back focused. Get back focused. The album is out. Where's your tour dates? Add those tour dates in. Let's get focused, Nicki. You lost. You lost. You lost. Let's get focused. Let's get focused. Let's focus on the album. Focus on the album. Hotties, y'all know what to do. Focus on the tour. Okay? I think it's very dangerous to say she wanted a Rihanna moment. Do y'all remember? Do y'all remember Chris Brown and Rihanna? I guarantee you, if Chris Brown and Rihanna, what happened back then, happened today, y'all would have dragged Rihanna worse. Rihanna was being dragged by then. And back then, Twitter, Instagram were fairly new, but she was being dragged by then. So much so, it took her, what, 10 months? To go and say something publicly on Oprah. And when she did, like Nicki said, when she did, she got on Oprah, she said, you know, we were young. Like, she assumed responsibility for it. The victim. Her as the victim assumed responsibility for it. Let's not act like the whole world, a lot of the people out there weren't saying that she hit him first. Oh, she's Caribbean. You know how Caribbean girls get down? People were saying she hit him first. People dragged her so much that she got back with him. I truly believe when she got back with Chris, it was a let's forgive him type of thing so that y'all could leave me alone as well. It wasn't a she really wanted to get back with somebody who did that to her. It was a, I want to move on. Let me try to figure out, let me try to save us both. Again, the victim assuming so much responsibility. And here's the thing. Again, if this happened today, if this were to happen today, Chris Brown fans would have ate Rihanna the fuck up. And Chris Brown, as it stands, has not learned much. His fan base is very, they are Chris Brown apologists. Oh, people always messing with him. They turn a blind eye to the fact that this man has been in situations where it shows that he has not changed at all when it comes to his behavior towards women. This is not just a Rihanna thing. This is not just a Karrueche thing. There have been several instances where this man has been shown to have very dark and abusive energy when it comes to women. Look at what happened to Tinashe recently. Tinashe was sitting on a podcast and somebody asked her about the collab she did with Chris Brown, and all she said was, oh, that wasn't my idea. That was the label's idea. I always thought it was a bad idea to have him on there because he was not a pop artist. He was an R&B artist. Do you guys remember how he responded to that? The brutality, how he was vile towards her just for her saying that? Do you guys remember how his fans attacked her as well? And then just this week, he was on live with someone with a huge platform. I can't remember the guy's name, but, you know, he was on this live saying, free Tory.
Who was it? Soulja Boy, motherfucking Tory?
Tory, the craziest one, bro.
I mean,
crazy, bro.
He went crazy. Free my boy, man.
Free Tory in the fucking chat, bro. Free Tory. He's real as fuck. He literally called me randomly on my birthday and just said, happy birthday, bro. He thought I was gonna forget. I was like, wow.
That's fire though, that's like 2% of artists out here now. You know, so
I know.
It's like he a solid dude. I fuck with Tory.
Someone who is behind bars for what, 10 years, 9 years, because he shot Meg. He was convicted of shooting Meg. Like, no change behavior. No change behavior whatsoever. Let's just be honest. I think he's very talented. He has a great voice. But, you know, when people say things like, oh, you know, he's been shut out the industry, has he? Chris Brown has had a very successful industry post. Chris Brown has had a very successful career post what happened with Rihanna. Just because he doesn't get the big Super Bowl deals or the big brand deals, you know, of course, when everything happened, he was on his way. I remember him having the double mint gum thing, and that was, the plug was pulled on that. But just because he hasn't had that doesn't mean that Chris Brown has not been successful. I hear sensational. What's in there do to you? Yeah. I hear that all over my timeline. Very successful. When he goes on tour, sold out. And he tours all over the globe, all over the world. Y'all don't give a fuck. If that were to happen to Rihanna today, I promise you, the way Meg is getting it, it would be 10 times worse. 10 times worse. Because she was a bigger star at the time. And she's still, I mean, this lady hasn't given us an album in 8 years and still is one of the most streamed artists in the world. Okay? Let's not act stupid here. That moment did nothing for Rihanna. That moment did nothing for Rihanna. Rihanna's team had to figure out how to come together and move on. Okay, bad girl era. Like, but her being punched in the face did nothing for her. And yes, she didn't want to milk it, and neither does Meg. How dare you say that about a victim? That's absolutely, it's dangerous. It's a dangerous thing to do. And I don't know, I wonder how Rihanna feels about that, because ain't y'all cool? And like, aren't you cool? Like, what's going on? Like, is Nicki beefing with Jay-Z? What's happening? Because then it's the, oh, because she think because she going to the Roc Nation brunch. Like, think you want to lose the relationship you have with Jay-Z and Beyonce, Nicki? Where are her friends? Nicki, put the telephone down. Put the Twitter down. Depose the telephone now. Depose the telephone now. And get back focused on Pink Friday 2. This right here is a chop. It's a chop. Let it go. Let it go. Everybody move on. Everybody move on. This right here is a chop. Let it go. Focus on the album. Focus on the tour. Where are the videos? And there's a lot of you saying, oh, Nicki doesn't have the money. I don't know where that's coming from. But Nicki's a megastar. There are plenty of people out here who would give her a free video. There are plenty brands out here who would partner with Nicki and just to have their brands in the video. Get your Saweetie on. Take a chapter out of Saweetie's book and partner up with some brands. Do what you have to do. But you need to get back focused because you're going down the wrong road. The wrong road. The wrong road. Okay? So let's get back focused. All right? Okay. Okay, y'all. So during Black History, Black Women's Month, the Caucasians are acting up, child. You got Justin Timberlake and Britney Spears coming back to the forefront. Justin Timberlake recently released a single. I believe it was Selfish. Either it's a single or the album. No, I think it's the single because when he released it, his song shot up, but Britney Spears fans also were streaming her song Selfish, and her song was shooting up more than his was on the charts. But you know, and that as it should. Shit. Her fan base is like, nah, you still owe her an apology. What you did was fucking fucked up, and we're gonna support our mother, period. Cause she's our mother, period. And so, but then in response to that, you have Britney Spears who, you know, went online and appeared to apologize over some of the things that she said about Justin Timberlake in her recent book. In this article by the BBC, it says, Britney Spears has appeared to apologize to her ex, Justin Timberlake, for comments in her autobiography. He had told her to have an abortion as he didn't want to be a father. She alleged in The Woman in Me and cheated on her with another celebrity. Who was the other celebrity? Was the other celebrity known to be a genie in a bottle? Stop being messy, chat. But on Monday, she posted a clip of him singing his songs with Jimmy Fallon on NBC's Saturday Night Live program. And along the Instagram post, she wrote, I want to apologize for some of the things I wrote in my book. She also wrote, if I offended any of the people I genuinely care about, I'm deeply sorry. I also wanted to say I am in love with Justin Timberlake's new song, Selfish. It is so good. And how come every time I see Justin and Jimmy together, I laugh so hard? I think it's just crazy how all these years later, given all the revelations that have come to the forefront, that still Britney Spears, the victim that she is sitting up here apologizing for telling her truth. This is what victimhood looks like. Victims don't get apologized to. They find themselves being the ones to apologize. Ain't that some shit? And so anyway, last night, I guess during a Grammy weekend performance, Justin Timberlake took to the stage and he said this. I'd like to take this opportunity to apologize to absolutely fucking nobody. And there you have it. In 2024, Justin Timberlake is still a misogynist asshole. Like, that is just disgusting to me. That's just disgusting to me. Especially, like, given the fact that this woman just got online, apologized. You knew, even if it wasn't directed towards her, Justin Timberlake has been in the business long enough to know that people would take it as a dig towards her. I think that's just very disgusting. Very disgusting. And mind you, you're doing that as like what? You're still appropriating our culture. Let's be for real. That NBC, that Saturday Night Live performance was so black. Like, you're still appropriating blackness. Like, you've gotten away with a lot of shit. And because you're fucking white. Because you're fucking white. But guess what? During Black History, Black Women's Month, we will not have it. We will not have it, all. Okay? We're gonna call your ass the fuck out. And so is Britney Spears, child. Britney Spears took to her Instagram, child, and she said this. She said, well, fuck these niggas. Well, she ain't say that, because not during Black History, Black Women's Month. She damn sure didn't say that shit. All right. But she did say this. She put up a basketball hoopty thing, but the hoopty things are kind of broken. I don't know if y'all can see that. She says, someone told me someone was talking shit about me on the streets. Do you want to bring it to the court, or will you go home crying to your mom like you did last time? I'm not sorry. Okay, period. That's right. Drag his mama into it, period. So basically, she let us know that Justin is a bitch. Justin's a whole ass puss ass hoe who was crying to his mama last time she put his ass out there. So is she trying to tell us that when she had released her autobiography that he went home crying to his mama? Is that what you're trying to tell us, Brittany? Is that what you're trying to tell us? That he a puss ass hoe who cries to his mama? I'm here for it. Drag his ass. And that's on period. Brittany said, play with your mama, hoe. Don't play with me. Okay? Go home and cry to your puss ass mama, hoe. Don't play with me, period. Okay? Shit. She ain't say all that, but I'm gonna say it for her. Okay? Shoot. But what y'all think about that? I really think that that's like just distasteful. Like, you whack as fuck for that, Justin. Like, you corny as fuck. Corn. It's giving corn casserole. Corn casserole. Next. Okay, y'all, so let's talk about Issa Rae for a moment. She's been getting her Taraji P. Henson on. She's been getting her Monique on. And she's talking about the broken promises of Hollywood. She sat down with Porter the other day, and then now she's sitting down with Time magazine, and she's talking about just the roadblocks that she's being met with in Hollywood. So first of all, rap shit got canceled this month. Well, actually last month, January. And for those of you guys who didn't know, and those of you guys who do know, I was the co-host of Chat Shit. I co-hosted it with Zach Campbell.
Haitian moms are very particular when it comes to their sons. My son, my son, my son. That's my son. That's my son. Okay? The son could literally be a customer service representative. That's my son. He's a customer service representative. Oh, my, oh, she's a doctor. But that's my son. My son.
I'll never forget back in 2022, I think, early 2022, when they came to me, when Issa's team came to me and asked me to do the podcast, and they asked me for a co-host, I was like, oh yeah, Zach Campbell. Zach Campbell would eat this show up. He loves female rap. And we did a great job, and I loved it. It was amazing working with that team. Issa, I don't know if she knows how powerful she is as far as her energy and how it translates, it trickles down in her company. Everyone, whether it be with Hooray, whether it be with radio, whatever company that's under her umbrella, everyone is go-getting. Everyone is determined. Everyone is focused. Everyone is organized. Everyone is respectful. And everyone is, it starts with the head. And I really feel that her being the head of that company has done wonders for her work. But unfortunately, like she said in Porter, we're seeing that, you know, minority stories are not the focus. They're not the focus, right? With Time, she's talking about the cancellation of Rap Shit. Sweet Life was canceled as well. She had another project where she developed a wrestling series with Dwayne The Rock, with The Rock, and HBO passed on that as well. Ray believes that there's no way Rap Shit, with its culturally specific lens, local bent, and unabashed raunchiness, would have been greenlit by Warner Brothers Media today, as all executives seems to want, she says, is safe, universal stories. Its cancellation is just one example of what Ray sees as a larger withering of promises Hollywood executives made in 2020 toward increasing diversity and representation both on and off screen. She said, there's a bitterness of just like, who suffers from you guys pulling back? People of color always do, she says. Issa Rae, Taraji P. Henson, Viola Davis, Monique, Terrence Howard, like so many black people have come forward and talked about Hollywood and how there's really not many changes being made. And while there's all these promises for inclusion, they're going out of their way to put a lot of roadblocks before you before they let you in. And seeing someone like Issa Rae have 2 shows canceled by the company who she has a huge deal with and even pass on it, like that's one project that she talked about being passed on. It's just crazy to watch someone of her stature and her brilliance go through this, right? And it makes you think, how does Hollywood want to present black stories? You know, there's a reason why Abbott Elementary is so successful, right? Because it's very fluffy, it's very lighthearted, right? But then you get shows like Lovecraft Country, and look at what they did to Misha Green. You know, Lovecraft Country, they weren't trying to show that second season of Lovecraft Country where you had, you know, Jonathan Martin Luther King Majors Jr. come out and be a powerful black, you know what I mean? And show minorities and slaves, you know, like garner power. They weren't trying to show those stories. It just makes you think. I mean, I've talked about this in my vlogs recently, how I'm just thinking about what I can create and how what I can create will be seen, because that's the other part of the story, distribution. These major Hollywood studios, they own distribution. You know what I'm saying? There's a reason why we don't see a lot of black films, a lot of black stories, you know, even when they are made, because they're not being distributed. You know what I mean? I see BET Plus is kicking up the black movies and the black series. That's good. Tyler Perry was Mr. BET Plus for a long time. So it's nice to see, even though he's still there, it's nice to see that they're picking up other series and other movies from other people. Maybe Issa should go to BET Plus. I feel like people would follow her to BET Plus. I feel like they would. Maybe all black, you know. But again, too, those platforms, they don't have as much money as these big studios. So they're not going to get distributed, you know, to the bigger scale of the population. You know, they're going to stay in one community. And yes, we love our community, right? But we want the entire world to see our stories. When the entire world sees our stories, they see us. They see us, right? And so, yeah, this is just really, really crazy. A UCLA diversity report found that in 2022, racial, ethnic, and gender diversity among movie actors, directors, and writers for theatrical releases slid back to 2019 levels after trending upwards for the 3 years. People of color accounted for only 22% of lead actors, 17% of directors, and 12% of writers. That's crazy. And I'm pretty sure now it's even going to be less. It's going to be less. And like I've said this before, I'll say it again. That writer strike, the actor strike, it did nothing for us. Like, we should still be on strike, because those terms and conditions ain't it. And things are only going to get worse. This cancellation happened after that. You know how many black shows we've seen canceled post the actors and writer strike? Look it up. I mean, it's been bad. It's been really, really bad. So yeah, let me know what you guys think about Issa Rae, what she's saying. You know, it has me thinking a lot, again, about Taraji P. Henson. I saw that Will Packer announced that she's going to be in the new movie that he's doing with Kevin Hart, I believe, which is great. I'm happy to see other Black people like, no, we're going to hold your hand. We're still going to make sure that you got a job, period. But again, even though the timing may have been off, I stand with what Taraji P. Henson was saying during the Color Purple promo run. And I feel that it hit harder because she did it at that time. She wasn't afraid to risk her own livelihood and to risk her own position in this industry in order to speak truth to power. There's a lot of power in that. And I like that Issa Rae is doing the same thing. Like, I'm not going to be silent about them canceling my show, even though I still have time on my contract. I'm going to let everyone know that you all don't want to see Black stories. You don't want to see Black stories as a whole. The world needs to know that. All right, y'all, next story. All right, y'all, let's get into this Gayle King sit down with the Pivot podcast. If you guys don't watch the Pivot podcast, it's actually pretty good. She visited the Pivot podcast recently, and she talked about going on a date with a guy for 2 months, and after the 2-month mark, they go on a date, and he asked her for money. Here's the clip.
You know, I went on a date, and I was really excited, very excited about it. We had gone out maybe 2 months, and then he said he really needed to talk to me. Sure, what is it? Do you think you could lend me $4,000? And I'm like, oh, God.
He jumped out with 4,000 out the gate, though?
I know, it's so
funny.
funny.
He didn't test the water?
You know what Oprah said? Oprah said, God, I would have felt better if he had said $40,000.
You just went in your purse. Here you go. Here you go.
Because here's somebody who was making, 6 figures, successful. And when I said, could I ask what it's for? He said, yeah, it was for a child support issue and to pay a payment on some furniture. And this was Sunday, and he said, I promise I'll pay you back by Thursday. And he did pay me back on Thursday, but I didn't feel the same. But he did, to his credit, pay me back on Thursday. But it just changed the relationship for me.
I just have so many questions, right? Like, Gayle King going on a date. Gayle King dating a man who would have the need and the audacity to ask her for $4,000. What does that mean? It means so many things. Don't come and tell me she desperate. Don't come and tell me that, she ain't picking the right. The pickings are slim. Gayle, the Gayle King. First of all, if you don't have $4,000 in your bank account, why are you going on a date with Oprah Winfrey's Why are you going on a date with Oprah Winfrey's best friend? Okay? Miss Gayle King, Miss Good Day America. Like, Gayle King, you don't have $4,000 to rub together and you want to go on a date with Gayle King. One thing about men, they will always have the audacity. They will always have the delusions of grandeur. Like, women really need more of that. Because there's no way that you're telling me that you're going on a date with Gayle King and you don't have $4,000. But as I was listening, I also thought to myself, it seemed like a scheme that Todd set up to come to her with the bullshit. Let me explain. If you've watched my LA scammer, my LA swindler videos, I talked about how I briefly dated someone who I found out was a swindler. Like, he had women all over the church, women all over Atlanta, all over Alabama, where he was from, women in LA, giving him money, paying for stuff for him all the time. And it puzzled me because I found that out I found that out because he lived in a luxurious penthouse. He had a fleet of cars. He had like 3 cars. Like, he had a Bentley. He had the Rolls Royce with the stars in the sky. I want to be where the scammers are. You know what I mean? He had the Wraith. He had a Range Rover. I'm like, how you got all that, but you don't got no food in your fridge? And then you're coming to tell me how you left preaching behind, but you're thinking about just doing it for one last time because you're being offered $10,000 to go preach somewhere, but I don't know if I should take it. And I was like, well, if you don't want to take it, don't take it. Oh, but I really need the money. I'm like, well, we'll take it. Oh, but I don't know. Like, I just feel like it's going to set me back. I don't want to be back in that percentage. I was like, well, listen, do what you want to do. But I felt like he was trying to ask me for the money. And so I made a video about it. And then an army of women came to me with their receipts about him using them for money. And so I say all that to say this. I really feel that this man was testing the waters with Gayle King. I don't know if she did her research post that, if she had an investigator go out and find some details about this man, but I really, really feel that this man was testing the waters to see, can I get $4,000 from her? And you know what? I'm going to give it back to her because he had it. He had it. I'm going to give it back to her, but then the next time I ask her for money, it's going to be a bigger sum. I feel like he was trying to see how he could work her into giving him money on a regular basis. Let me know what you think about that. But I think just in general, it's not a good idea to give a man money, especially if it's not your husband. It's not somebody that, you know, you really share a life with. And even then, I think it has to be under certain circumstances, because why am I with a man who I have to give money to? Just why? You know, I feel number one, if as a man, if you have to take money from your woman, your manhood is already in question. And most of the time it's in question because of you. You're already doubting yourself as a man. Your masculinity is already like tarnished. And a lot of times it's because of how men think. Okay. And because men think that way, they think women think that way. But then also I have found, just my personal experience, I've never given a man money. I have done nice things. Like I have like gone on a trip with a guy. He was supposed to give me the money. I didn't go. It wasn't supposed to be a free trip. But even that, just doing that, like men will try you. Men will try you. Taking a guy on an extravagant date that you don't really have a real title with, but y'all been kicking it, y'all been dating. Like I've learned my lesson. I've never given a man money, but I've done really nice things for guys. And I've done it like 3 times. I was like, yeah, okay. Like the last time I took someone to a basketball game recently, and I was like, okay, yeah, that's it. Like, and mind you, I didn't even pay for it, but it was gifted to me. There were good seats. And the way this man showed his ass after that, I was like, okay, yeah, you just can't. You can't. It's just something about giving a man money, doing nice things for a guy. It just, for whatever the reason, it sends them this message that you're desperate, that you're willing to do anything to be with them, that they can use you for anything. They don't register it how we register it as women, as, oh, I'm just doing a nice thing for someone that I like. They just don't think about it that way. I'm a very considerate person. And I feel like when I'm in a relationship with you, if I'm dating you, like I will do great. Like I will do nice gestures for you, but everybody don't deserve that. Like they don't deserve it. You have to make a man earn it. And I feel like giving a man money, especially in her situation where you've been seeing this guy for too much, $4,000. And when she said that, Oprah said, I would have felt better if he said he needed $40,000. Yeah. Because $40,000, we're talking about some real money. Y'all are in y'all 70s. 70-year-old man, you ain't got $4,000. But you want to date Gayle King. It doesn't make sense. Like, let me know what y'all think about this. Okay, y'all, let's move on to this episode's social scandal. So, Love is Blind done dropped a trailer. Let's take a look. What the fuck is this? Oh, Lord. They about to terrorize this girl all over again. They are... Barstool? Y'all brought Barstool back, Barista? After we done told y'all we don't want to see his ass number? What is Marshall? Marshall? It must be 2 Marshalls, because it can't be this Marshall right here. Marshall who just got engaged, Marshall. Marshall who just... Will you marry me? Marshall? That Marshall? Where is season 5's Love After the Altar? Okay, we not done dragging Uche's ass. And did he finally get himself a damn headboard? A nightstand? Some real plates? Mind you, they using black women's feet to promote the next season. Okay, who are these black women's feet? Who is this black woman? And are we gonna see her damn story? Because y'all know how y'all do black women. Y'all really brought this motherfucker back in our faces. Whoa! a visit mama. Eh? And his baby's mother, she's coming too? Is she coming too? Are we finding her love? Eh? Is love is blind for her too? I need to know. I need to know. Oh, I know that ain't who I think it is. Okay, so it looked like Love is Blind was coming out with a season where they're gonna have all these former Love is Blinders that didn't find love on the show find love with each other, but baby, that love wouldn't be blind, right? So, you know, I went off. Obviously, I showed y'all the clip of me watching it and I went off. But come to find out, this is all an advertisement for wine, which makes sense because they always have the gold goblet, or how do you call it? The gold wine glass. So I think it's very smart of them. However, I just want to make something very clear. I don't give a damn if I was on fire and the only way to put me out was to buy a bottle of water from Barstool. Do not put this man in our faces. We are tired. We don't want to see him. That man has a family. He has a family. He need to be at home with his family. You need to be at home with your family, okay? Stop putting this man in our faces. We don't want to see him. We are uninterested. During Black History, Black Women's Month, we don't want to see him. We are not interested, period. And where the hell is season 5's Love After the Altar? Did y'all just say fuck them people? Child, Love is Blind said, we fuck these people. We ain't doing it. Netflix probably said fuck them too, because Netflix like, y'all got them little lawsuits that y'all need to be handling, so we ain't even trying to dibble and dabble in that shit. They probably filmed a Love After the Altar. Like, knowing them, they probably filmed that shit, and that shit will never see the light of day. Because Netflix is like, yeah, hold on, wait a minute now. Y'all got these lawsuits. Let's straighten that out before we, but anyway, y'all, let me know what y'all think about this episode of Just a Couple Things, the things I discussed. And you know what, too? Drop in the comments. Let me know if there's anything that you would want me to discuss as well. Any topics, definitely don't. Feel free to make your suggestions. Sometimes I will see things and I will forget to talk about them. So I'm always open to suggestions. Anyway, y'all, thank you so much for watching. I love you guys. Happy Black History Month to Black people and Black people only. Take care.
All these diamonds on my body and they crystal clear. I make magic with these hundreds, watch them disappear. Big ol' raindrops up in my ear. If you gon' name drop, let's get it clear. Jessie Woo.